welcome back to my channel. I'm Tia. I do mostly synthetic wig related content here. We are multicultural, we are inclusive. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have, you're one of my little doll babies. Hi doll baby, hi doll baby, hi doll baby.
Hi doll baby, hi doll baby.
Hi doll baby, how are you? So happy that you are here. Okay, so today is a special collab with my girl Beth. Okay, so Beth has the channel Best Hair, and she does so much great content. But we have collabed before in the past, and I sort of found her because I was really exploring polygon wigs, which I have come to adore. Okay. And she just really educated me and helped me out in the world of poly young wigs. She does other things on her channel too, but she really has a lot of amazing, great content around poly young. So we wanted to collab again, and she does these amazing styling type videos, and she just does a lot of styling with her wigs. And so we thought, wouldn't we bring you like a huge collab? So we are going to give you styling that's sort of like wedding inspired, special occasion inspired. I'm going to give you 3 styles each. She's going to style 3 different long styles from Paula Young in sort of a bridesmaid, mother of a bride type situation. I chose 3 styles that are for bride, bridesmaid, and mother of the bride. So you will see this specific one and all of the rest of them coming up. And so you have tutorials for all 3. Please go and visit Beth because she is amazing and her styling is insane. And tell her I said hi, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to her. If you're coming from Best Channel, hi, how are you? Hopefully you'll subscribe and become one of my little doll babies, and you will get all of the great content that you see on her channel, plus my channel, so you have a lot, like, you know, collab, okay? And thank you, Beth, so much for partnering with me again. Just a great friend, just a great person. If you haven't checked her out, please really do that. Just do it, okay? Just check her out right now. And all right, so let's get to this tutorial. You'll see the 3 styles, and then yeah, that's what we have for you. So thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video, and let's get to the tutorials. We're gonna start off with the bride's look, and this is Miss Deirdre, or Deirdre, however you would like to pronounce it. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just taking sort of the part at the crown and creating like a little bump situation. I'm going to use some bobby pins and secure that into place. And I like to work the bobby pins into the actual cap, and it can make it more secure not only in the style but on your head as well. Then I'm going to take this section right at the temple and twist it up a bit, and going to clip it into that same section where I clipped the first section. And I'm basically going to work my way around the top and continue to do the same thing, twisting and clipping it into that same middle section. Once I do that, now I'm going to take my Aussie Freeze Spray. Normally I would use the Trestle or Wig Wax, and I think I actually use it later in this tutorial. But for these types of styles, especially because you don't want them to move, I am going to use a little bit of a heavier product. Now I'm going to take my rat tail comb and pull up this whole front section and just pull out some pieces that will go around the face. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this large section that I have done all around the crown area with the other sections, twisting and clipping it into the same spot. You don't really need to worry about how messy or non-messy the clips are if you don't care, the bobby pins, because we're going to end up putting a decorative band over top of this to put it into that sort of bridal look situation. And then I'm going to take my round brush and just accentuate all of the curls and tendrils right around the face. I also want to do a little bit of teasing because now that we have pulled up some of those pieces, we don't want it to appear too flat. So I'm taking my rat tail comb and sort of, you know, teasing and moving the comb back and forth in order to give it just a little bit of volume. This type of wig is perfect for wedding styling, even if you are not wanting to wear wigs on a regular basis, or you know, you have bio hair and you don't find it necessary. I think that this is a great idea because some of the stuff that's happening here, the curls and the volume and the teasing and the twisting, it would be a lot on your bio hair. And you know, if it gets hot out, if you're doing like a summer wedding, your hair would fall no matter what you used on it. So that's why I really think, you know, even if you're not keen to wearing wigs all the time, for special occasions, it's great. And you can also pre-style it, have it ready to go. You don't have to worry about a thing. So you saw me using the Tressalor wig wax. That's a lighter hold, and so I use that, you know, more on the front, just where it needed maybe a little something and not as heavy as the other spray that I was using. And now I've moved into some of the Jean Reno Boho Beach Spray just to pump up the volume a little bit, get a little bit more texture going, and, you know, because we've pulled some pieces up just to build up those fibers that were usually laying underneath the rest of the wig. Now I'm getting this beautiful decorative headband. It's made of lace and there are various appliques. Right here I'm showing you that with this headband I'm splitting the hairs so that when the headband's on you don't see the rest of that like black band. It's falling in between the hairs. So I'm just adjusting the headband, and then I'm going to put it in the place that I want to. This is sort of like a fabric headband. I'm going to put it so that it does cover all of those pins, and then I'm just going to be piecing things out, making sure it's just laying the way that I want it. But essentially this is the final look, and we're going to go ahead and take a look from the back and the sides as well. And so no matter what the situation, whenever you're doing styling, whether it's a wig or bio hair or whatever, I think sometimes we forget to focus on the back. So right now I'm plumping up the back. I'm making sure that there's just like no random flat pieces. Everything is laying correctly because you want the style to look great 360. So this is it. This is the final styling. I'm just going to piece out some of these front pieces that I twisted just to give it a little bit of a fullness, and there you go. We're moving on to River. And this one needs scruffed up just a little bit just because it's such a sleek straight style. I'm going to take this middle section and I am going to start about halfway back on the crown and clip this part up. We're going to end up putting the twists that we're going to make up under the sides, and you'll see as we go along what I mean by that. So I'm using a little bit of the freeze spray, and then we're going to go ahead and twist, and we're going to use a bobby pin to place this up underneath that section of hair, also being able to secure the style a little bit easier. Then we're going to move up one section and do the same thing, clipping in the same section. Now these ones aren't going to go all the way to the crown of the head, they're going to go more towards the temples. And we'll do the very last section in the front and go ahead and spray the front, twisting, and I'm putting it back in the same section. I did take one of the bobby pins out and then I clipped it down with that just so we didn't get too much bulkiness. This is a thinner, sleeker style, so we just want to keep that in mind in using too many bobby pins for this specific style. Then I unclipped that part that I had flipped over, and essentially see I'm covering the place where I clipped the 3 sections and pulled that part over top. Now I'm teasing this side, and I'm essentially going to do the exact same thing on this side. And this is the style that I had in mind, more for like a bridesmaid. Not that it wouldn't be beautiful for a bride, it's just when we were designing the 3 styles, this one is just the one I had in mind for your maid of honor, your bridesmaid, junior bridesmaids, that sort of thing. So you're just going to see me go through and do the exact same thing on the second side that I did on the first side. Okay, now we have done both of the sides and pulled those pieces down. I just pressed on it to make sure everything was tight. Now I'm using the freeze spray and the brush just to give it a little bit of volume. We are going to put an accessory on this, and so I just wanted there to be something to sort of help place that accessory and just have it stand out a little bit once we put it in. So now it's time for the accessory. I have this rhinestone really thin headband, and it's perfect for a style like this, especially since it's so petite and it's rhinestoney and it's just beautiful, and beautiful for a special occasion. I fit it in so it does fit under those pieces that are also hiding the twists. I just think it looks really good that way. Now I'm just going to spray and sort of piece out, and then that's it. right, so cute this one is. Last we're going to use Miss Collins, and this is my sort of mother of the bride look. She's a really curly style, which is super nice and makes this particular styling even better. I put this one on a wig head just because the focus is the details in the back, and I wanted to make sure that they looked the way that I wanted them to look. I'm going to end up finishing the styling while wearing it, but I'm going to start it here. Now, I did not pin this wig down to the wig head, and I should have, and that is something I would suggest you do. I'm gathering all the hair at the top and sort of making that poofiness in the front. And right now I'm making sort of like a straight line and just using my fingers instead of a comb to put the hair into place. I'm then going to braid that top part all the way to the ends. We're gonna end up pulling the pieces of this braid and making it a little bit looser, so you don't have to get too crazy with it, but just go ahead and braid it all the way to the ends. You can see that Kit Kat has joined us at this point. And then you see I'm pulling those pieces just so it gives it a little bit of depth. And then what I'm gonna end up doing is taking a bobby pin and sort of folding it up to the top and clipping it very lightly. We're just getting the braid out of the way. That's not gonna be where it stays. And so then what we're gonna do is we're going to take each of the sides, and I think I ended up doing it 3 times on each side, and gathering it together, and we're going to twist it. And when we do, we are going to affix both the sides. So I pulled the 2 sides up, and we're going to affix it up underneath the base of the braid with bobby pins. Now that I have 2 pieces on each side affixed under the braid, I'm going to pull that braid back down and just sort of piece it out just to give it that fullness. Then I'm going to gather all of the bottom and use one of those sort of clear bands, or they're black little bands that are made for braiding and styling, and I'm going to put that at the base. Then I'm going to work the hair that's left in the bottom of the ponytail and just sort of pin it all around to make it more of a bun at the base. Once I have everything pinned in place, I am going to just start decorating this. And it is sort of this diagonal sort of braided waterfall style. So I'm using these, they're old bobby pins that were like designed with little, you know, like stones, like little clear stones, amethyst stones wrapped around. So I'm using that to sort of accentuate the shape of the style in the back. They're just regular decorated bobby pins. You can get them pretty much anywhere. And then I am going to use the freeze spray just to make sure that it is all in place. Kit Kat ends up getting a little annoyed with me by doing this. I didn't realize I was spraying her. But then I just, those twisted parts, you know, I separate them out a little bit just like I did with the braid, just to give it some fullness and some beauty and some depth. And then I basically put the wig on, and you know, I just sort of made sure that it fit in to the right spot. And yes, this is the same wig, it's just my studio lighting versus natural lighting. And then you can see how beautiful this ends up looking from the back. And yeah, this is the final style. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Beth for collabing with me. Please check her styling videos out if you haven't. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!